Hi, Erik Linask here at Interop, talking now with Verne Global's Tate Cantrell. Tate, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks, Eric.
So I understand you guys are building a new data center somewhere where at least I haven't had to deal with before. This is building a new data center in Iceland.
That's correct.
Tell me about that.
So Verne Global is a company that's interested in areas where it makes sense to put servers. And we look at three primary requirements for a data center location. A source of abundant geothermal and hydro resources, i.e. green energy. We look for on-ramps to redundant networks, and we look for access to multiple markets. Iceland ticks all those boxes. Iceland's power grid is based on an industrial supply of, hydro and geothermal, and it's low cost as well. From the on-ramp perspective, we have 3 multi-terabit cables coming into the island, and we're able to access the markets in both North America and Europe.
Wow. So what is, when factoring in all 3 of those elements, what does that do to the carbon footprint? I know green IT is something that you're obviously very focused on. What does that do to the carbon footprint of the data center?
Well, for us, it's a great opportunity to zero out the carbon footprint for enterprises. So we look to companies that want to take applications, want to take a part of their IT portfolio and remove the carbon impact. So we offer a great resource for companies to be able to do that.
Is it a question of the carbon impact, the environmental awareness for companies, or is it really a question of cost savings?
Green IT is all about business strategy right now. You can say that in years past, perhaps companies have been motivated to do green for the sake of green. Today, it's all about business strategy. And for us, with the low cost of power in Iceland, the predictability of power, we have 20-year visibility, 20-year predictability in the power pricing. We're able to give folks a low-cost hedge against rising energy costs. We're also able to provide them with a total cost of ownership that really beats the major data center markets of today. So someone in concept could take a facility that they operate within the London market or the New York market, move that to Iceland, and be able to serve 2 continents for their people and save potentially hundreds of millions of dollars by going there.
And now, in terms of cooling facilities, the climate in Iceland certainly has to help in that regard too.
It does indeed. Just to give you an idea about the climate in Iceland, the hottest days in the summer are below 70 degrees around our data center. But on the other hand, we've got some great effects from the Gulf Stream that really stabilize the wintertime temperatures. So we have what we feel to be a perfect engineering opportunity to create highly redundant air cooling systems that do not rely on mechanical chillers, which that eliminates a huge amount of capital cost, a huge amount of risk related to the operations of the facility, and allows us a great deal of flexibility. Take, for example, the recent impacts of the volcano within Iceland, Eyjafjallajökull. This is a 200-year event, and just to give you an idea of the site location that we chose for our facility, we've had no ash at our site whatsoever. And with the redundant mechanism to get people in and out of the country, we've had no impact to our operations during that event. So it really comes around to selecting a site location that makes sense, that's built on stable ground, that addresses the seismic and risk perspectives, and brings in those TCO opportunities with a low risk threshold.
Are you saying that you're able to completely eliminate cooling mechanisms inside the facility by using the ambient temperatures?
Good question. So what we do is we use heat exchangers, whether they be plate frame heat exchangers for air-to-air cooling or air-to-water. We have both options available, but the nice thing about it is we have a 2-tier filtration system that even in a worst-case event, whether it be dust or volcanic ash, whatever the impacts are, we're able to literally shut the windows and operate without impacts to the external environments.
Oh, fantastic. on a wider level, is this more of a general industry trend where people are looking more closely at where they're building their data centers, particularly with regards to environmental impact and environmental factors?
That's a good question. The movers, the innovators of today are providing cloud resources. We hear that all throughout the industry.
Sure.
And one of the advantages of cloud infrastructure is it allows companies to aggregate cycles. And by aggregating cycles, they're able to reduce their overall costs, create those TCO opportunities, and the way that they're able to do that is with proper site selection. So the answer is yes. As we move to large-scale data center deployments, people become very concerned about where their infrastructure is, and in an increasing degree, they're going to be concerned about what types of power drive the servers that they run. In our case, it's carbon neutral. We're 100% green.
Excellent. We're talking here at Interop with Verne Global's Tate Cantrell. Tate, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Erik.